And guess what? It did. And it's the best method I've ever used for doing this. No matter what you're doing, the more knowledge you obtain, the easier things become. And in this video, I'm going to go very technical. I was even afraid to make this video to begin with because it is going to be super technical. I bet 90+% of people haven't heard about the basic things we're going to talk about here. We're going to go over things by Kyle Roof. He was an ex-lawyer, now an SEO. He did some incredible things relating to Google's algorithm. And then we're going to go over Craig Geber's semantic SEO, topical authorities. He's gotten very close to the sun, and the sun being Google's algorithm. And using these foundational principles, which we'll talk about in the beginning of the video, I'll take you through how you can use this on your website immediately, today, moving forward with new content, revising old content, so that you can make more money, get more traffic, and make your life much, much easier. So for some foundational technical SEO, let's dive into what Kyle Roof says. This is from an excerpt on Niche Pursuit's YouTube channel. He was asked, why do you care about on-page SEO, that's the content of a website, opposed to off-page SEO? Why does that matter more?
The thing that will do the heaviest lifting for you in SEO is what you're putting on a page. It does the most, it has the biggest impact.
So Kyle Roof is a pretty cool guy because he did an experiment that I'm going to tell you about here shortly. But he goes on to say in this interview that the only thing that you can control 100% is the words on your website, the content, the on-page SEO. So focus on that and don't worry about the noise out there. Backlinks will take care of themselves if you can optimize on-page SEO, which we're going to go into later in this video. So in 2019, Kyle Roof was able to do an experiment. He was part of an SEO competition. They were all competed for the same exact keyword. Pretty cool, right? And he didn't win the competition. He didn't win it. A lot of people thought he won the competition. He didn't win it. But months after the competition was over, his website did get on the top of the heap. His was ranking #1. And here's what's cool. Here's the cool thing. He did it all with lorem ipsum text in his blog article. Now, if you're not familiar with lorem ipsum, it's just a nonsensical pseudo-Latin placeholder for websites. Webmasters, people who create websites, use this just so they can see how words will look on the screen. And somehow, Kyle Roof was able to use this gibberish and rank #1 on Google for a highly competitive term. So we all have to be asking ourselves, how is that possible? So I've studied Kyle Roof and what he teaches, and the simplest way that I can put it is he did have keywords in his articles. So it was lorem ipsum plus keywords and variants of those keywords put in very, very specific portions of his website. For instance, the URL, the slug, matters a lot. The title tag matters. The meta description, the H1 headers, the H2s, all of these things are of utmost importance when you're ranking something on Google. So where you put keywords matters a lot. Now let's switch it up and talk about Craig Geber. Craig Geber intrigues me. He was on Matt Diggity's podcast, I think it was about a year and a half ago, and I watched it twice. It's like an hour long. He talks fast, and he just rolls through concepts. You're like, whoa, what is this guy talking about? But it's all starting to make sense. What he's been able to do is he looks at the patent, the basic foundational things that Google uses for NLP, natural language processing, and he derives topical clustering, authority concepts, and semantic keyword structuring, n-grams, which is basically how a computer reads words and puts them together in a logical manner. So something I found very useful about Craig Geber's teachings is source context and contextual bridges. This matters a lot when we're doing topical authority, topical clusters, content hubs. If you want your website to rank and retain its rankings over time, especially with highly competitive things, you need to know how to link everything together. And he's been able to break it down into a science. So I think it's great to have all these fancy terms, but what do they mean? How can we use them on our websites? And that's what we're going to do here. So I asked it basically, do you understand these concepts, source context and contextual bridging? And ChatGPT said, yeah, of course I do. And here's a table. And it breaks it down. And I said, okay, that's great. And I read through it and I understand it. But I said, break it down in simple terms as if explaining it to a 16-year-old who doesn't understand jargon. How can we use this stuff on our website? So this is exactly how we can do it. So it says source context refers to the perspective and purpose of your website and providing relevant content for a given topic. Essentially, it's about making sure that the content of your website matches what people are searching for and what they expect to find when they come to your site. So that's kind of a no-brainer, but when you say it aloud, it's like, yeah, duh. But how does Google track this? And on-page time, right? How long someone stays and bounces, or if they don't bounce and they're crawling through your website, that matters a lot. Furthermore, it shows Google that you are an expert. So it says, for example, if you run a blog about cooking, your source context would be all about cooking and related topics like recipes, ingredients, and kitchen tools. So many people in forums are asking, how do I build a topical cluster? How do I build authority around what I'm writing about? A lot of it is common sense, but let's keep on going with it. To use source context on your website, you can focus on creating high quality content that matches the interests and needs of your target audience. A lot of times, people get lost in the sauce on Ahrefs and SEMrush, and they forget common sense. Think about it. If you're looking for cooking things, what would you want? You would want, recipes, ingredients, and maybe some kitchen tools. It makes sense. So finally, you can optimize your website structure and navigation to help users find the information they're looking for quickly and easily. And this goes back to when someone comes onto your website, how long are they staying there? Furthermore, are they clicking other links and kind of going through the maze that is your website? If so, Google's going to love you and it's going to rank you higher. I have 0 domain authority websites that rank for KDs of 20, of 30, number 1, number 2, getting hundreds of views a month because of this concept. But what is contextual bridging? Contextual bridge is an SEO concept that helps connect different topics on your website by matching the context, phrases, and other language elements between your pages. And that's key. How you connect it via words. Words matter because that's all that Google knows, right? Yeah, they're getting more sophisticated, can look at pictures, alt tags, all this stuff, but words are what matters most. Kyle Roof said it, we see it here again. Words matter. The specificity of the words matter too. Essentially, it's about making sure that your internal links make sense and help users find related content on your website. For example, if you have a blog post about vegan bacon, you might create a contextual bridge to a related post about gluten-free bacon. And how to quickly accomplish this, remember the Niche Pursuits YouTube channel? They have a tool, it's called Link Whisperer. I use this tool as well. I'll have a link in the description. Link Whisperer quickly interlinks articles of same category. You could have your predetermined categories on your WordPress website and say only link amongst this category to itself. It works really easily. So let's keep going with it. To use contextual bridge on your website, you can focus on creating a logical structure for your content and using internal links to related. Yes, you can also use tools like keyword research and semantic analysis to identify related topics and phrases that you can use to create a contextual bridge between your pages. Let's ask it. I'm curious. Let's ask it this. What do you mean by this exactly? I think there's more here. Okay. When I mentioned tools like keyword research and semantic analysis, I was referring to software programs that can help you identify the most relevant keywords and phrases related to your content's website's topic. Semantic analysis tools, on the other hand, can help you understand the meaning and context of words and phrases in your content. This can be especially helpful when creating a contextual bridge between your pages because it can help you identify related topics and phrases that might not be immediately obvious. So later in this video, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to create a topical cluster. You can use your website. You can give it the URLs that you have, and using these tools, we're going to get a little deeper. As we go on with this video, we get deeper and deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. That's kind of how I like doing it. So on Corey Gerber's website, he talks about different things such as frame semantics, NLP, semantic search, all these different type of SEO tactics. And they're not necessarily SEO tactics. These are how scientists develop these things that we use today. The internet, these basic things. Like, look, this frame semantics was developed by linguist Charles Fillmore in the 1970s. It's a theory of meaning that explains how language is used to convey concepts and ideas by evoking certain frames or mental structures in the listener or reader. Well, that's good and dandy, but what does that matter for us? It matters because we have robots in the form of Google.com that crawl the internet, and they understand words through these basic concepts. So this is what we can do, and it's super cool. So we're able to gather a bunch of SEO semantic tactics, frame, NLP, semantic search, semantic web, semantic SEO, formal semantics, and on and on and on, right? I said, provide a list of the tactics only, and there's 19 of them, right? Very cool. But what can we do? I said, what is the most useful for on-page SEO? Just curious, semantic, topical authority, discourse, integration, all these things. And you can dive into them more. But what matters is, I did this is kind of fun. I was like, do you know the one of the creators of Google.com? He's like, yes, they co-founded. I said, do you know his systems and methods for generating extraction models? This was one of the basis patents, I think, for Google.com. And I said, I'm not aware of it. I said, darn. Do you know his information extraction from database? Nope, not either. Okay, fine. So I said, do you understand these concepts? Source content, brand identity, and contextual bridges. So this is going back to what we discussed previously. And this is from Craig Gerber's website. Yes, I understand these, of course. Great. I said, utilize these. And this is where the sauce is. This is what matters. Utilize those aforementioned concepts and give us new URLs to write based upon these. So, the thriftywhale.com is a website I have. It's on fishing. I'll show you that website. Here's the website. You know, we have articles on different things, fishing related. So what we did, we basically gave ChatGPT a list of our URLs. And I asked it, I said, utilize those tactics, the aforementioned, like the ones we previously talked about, and give me new URLs. And guess what? It did. And it's the best method I've ever used for doing this. So, top ice fishing depths for walleye, ice fishing tips for jig and walleye in winter, when to go ice fishing for walleye. These are on point, and they're gaps in my content. It's insane. If you want to dominate through topical clusters, topical authority, use that prompt. It was really good. And like I said, explain why. Explain why these work in these semantic ideas, these SEO concepts. It said these new URLs are based on the existing URLs and utilize the concepts of topical authority and semantic SEO. Very cool. Then I said rewrite the new URLs and briefly explain why each one has relevance. Top ice fishing depths for walleye. This new URL is relevant because it provides more specific information on the ideal depth for ice fishing. It utilizes the concept of source context by building upon an existing topic and providing readers with a more detailed information on the subject. That's the key. We start high level, start low level. You can do the avalanche technique like Kyle Roof teaches. You can start low and build high, but everything needs to be interconnected. If someone wants a general pass of knowledge on your topic, give them the opportunity of a general pass blog. But in that general topic, you give them opportunities to click down into more specificity, articles that are very specific, and then it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And then the contextual bridges, how everything connects to each other, and all of a sudden you have a website that's going to rank higher than ever before. Now realize, just like we were talking about a general approach to things and you can go deeper, I have a masterclass. This video is very high level. If you want to learn advanced SEO and how I've built a large SEO agency and I help clients from around the world, check it out. The link will be in the description. I also have a tool that we have created. It's free to use right now. It's called the Quick Article Workflow. With one click of a button and you pick your keyword, you can create an article that's 2,000, 3,000 words for about 10 cents using OpenAI's ChatGPT tokens. So hopefully you liked this video, and if so, please subscribe, hit the like button, notifications, all of that, and I'll catch you on the next one.